Alright guys, today we have a rehousing that I've been looking forward to since our last unboxing, and that is upgrading the enclosure for our desert buddies. So let's get into it. Now we've got our nice little Braplast tubs laid out because our first job is going to be rounding up the animals. So let's try and get these guys safely popped into these tubs and put aside so we can dismantle this and then get working on putting it back together. Now I think we'll start with what could potentially give us the nastiest nip, and that is our giant hairy scorpion. And now that this guy's out the way, we can just get the rest with our hands. I see an Arabian Darkling Beetle right there. Up we come, and a second. And now we should have 6 Blue Death Feigning Beetles. Oh no, we had 3 to start with. So we should have 7 Blue Death Feigning Beetles. They're doing pretty good at their job there. And now let's get all the rest of this out. So I think what I'm going to do is mix all this substrate up with the sand, add in some more topsoil, mix that in, and then we will add a new layer of sand on top. And that will make my life a lot easier. So let's add some topsoil and get this mixed up. So part of the reason for this rehouse is that I am hoping to breed these Blue Death Feigning Beetles in here, and for them to breed they do need a good soily substrate layer on the bottom of their enclosure under the sand. And this is going to be the layer where the grubs develop. But also we've got quite a few burrowing species in here now, so we do want to make sure that they have the soil and the substrate they need to be able to burrow. So I'm going to pack it down a little bit as we go as well, to make sure it's nice and firm. We'll get some more soil in there I think. But also I am going to have a bioactive element to this arid enclosure as well. So now we're working with at least 1.5 inches of substrate, which is going to be much better for the beetles and the scorpion to be able to thrive in. And we're also going to take the opportunity to wipe down our tank slightly. Now I mentioned we were adding a new layer of sand on top, so we do have some nice red desert sand. Just a little bit dusty, but that'll settle soon. This is going to become our top layer. Now I mentioned there was going to be a bioactive component, and one of those is going to be a plant. They make some space for it at the back here. So this is a really cool species of, I want to say crassula. So we've got a decent little root network, we're going to pop that in. It's got some nice spiky but soft foliage. And then I also have some little succulents that we propagated at home. So these are going to go in as well. These are little semperviviums. They're just going to go in a little spot at the front here. Now I do still want to make sure there's plenty of hiding and climbing spaces. So we got a nice big piece of cork bark at the edge, and another cork bark round over beside this plant. Another piece in the middle. And just some accent wood popping out. And I felt like it needed a little bit more going on, so I've went and raided the plant room to get some more succulents. So I've got a nice piece of snake plant there. I'm going to put another bit behind here. And then I do think we still need something else in here, so I'm going to go and see what I can find. And what I've come up with is some dried grasses that I have pinched from the missus. So we'll pop them in there to look like a little desert shrub. And I think we are done. So let's get some close shots. And now that that's all done, I think it is time to reintroduce some of our animals. And I'm going to have to interrupt whatever is going on with these guys. And now I think we'll introduce our biggest beetles in the setup, which is of course our Arabian Darkling Beetles. And last, our predatory species in this system. Our giant hairy scorpion. Which I've still not set, so I need to do that at some point. Well guys, like that, the rehousing is done. So I'm loving the way this looks. You'll have to let me know if you think this is the right way to go for these enclosures, or should it be more simple? Should it just be a box of sand and a couple of bits of wood? But I quite like the bioactive aspect in it, and hopefully we'll be able to keep those plants alive without having to add too much water or humidity for these beetles. So they've all been chosen quite specifically for that. And I've got to say I'm loving these arid species so far. It's not something I've really kept in the past, so it's quite a change to the more tropical and rainforest environment animals that I am more comfortable with. It's a nice change of pace. It's almost like a slower way of keeping animals. It's interesting. So guys, thank you for watching. And if you want to see if the breeding is successful with these guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with the things that are going on the channel. But until next time, cheerio and rasta.